Hi, it's me, Jazzy. I'm back with another tech-related video, and today it's mailbag time. Yep, these boxes have been building up again, so it's time to get some of them over on the bench and see what on earth I've got this time. Right, the big one, not very heavy though. Clearly fragile, and it's eBay. Let's see what we got in here. Wow, plenty of bubble wrap in here. This is good. Oh, look at this. These are the unpoppable ones. That's no good for stress relief, but very good for packaging. Ooh, top marks for packaging on this. Look at this, all the way around the edge, everything. And a decent thick box. Probably one of the best packaging jobs I've seen from eBay. Now this is how you should pack test equipment. Look at this, thick bubble pack. Here we go. Right, it's another Muirhead. I know what you're thinking, and no, it's not a decade box, this one. This is a voltage dividing reference. So I could put a known voltage in here and divide it down by 0.1 of a volt, 0.01, 0.001 and 0.0001. They all feel okay, and there's your output there. So we can divide down voltage into really precise amounts for testing. This will be fantastic in my testing of multimeters and things. And we've got the Muirhead badge on the bottom there. All looks to be in good condition, and cal stickers are still intact, so it's not been apart. Still intact on both sides. Okay, this is a very good thing. Okay, what's next? CPC? Is it parts? Not too sure. Could be. I've got parts coming. I don't think from CPC though. It's well wrapped, whatever it is. This looks like eBay then. It's raggedy kind of packaging. Fragile. Some sort of multi-layer job. Yeah, this, I don't think this has come from CPC at all. I think someone's just reused the box just to fool me. It worked. Croydon. Ah, there's our first clue. Croydon 10k ohm ref. I know what this is. Can you guess? Oh, it's becoming apparent now. Yeah. This is a resistance reference lab standard from Croydon Precision Instrument Co., otherwise known as Crepico. So there you go, 4-wire measurement on that, and it gives you values here. So it's 10k ohms, 0.005. Unfortunately, that's missing. We've not got a calibration seal, but we've got 10k ohm there. All right, okay. I mean, it looks in reasonable condition. Okay, well, obviously we're going to have to try it, aren't we? So let's have a look. Okay, you'll have to excuse the colours of the wires. I'm just using what I've got to hand here. So let's go on resistance. Right, I'm going to do a 4-wire measurement because, as we've seen, that is the best way to get an accurate measurement. There you go, 10k, 10.002. I'll take that. Excellent. Now, these kind of lab standards come in really handy for calibration and testing of devices such as multimeters and LCR meters. So there we go, pretty darn good. Now, these don't come up very often and they're not cheap, but when I see one, if I can, I always try and pick it up. 10k is a good standard to have. 10k is one that's used quite often in terms of calibration. So this, very happy with. Oh no, It's going to go everywhere, isn't it? My least favourite kind of packaging. I swear, if I find a mouse in here, and I don't mean a gaming mouse, please don't put shredded paper in boxes, people. Let's go excavating. Well, it's wrapped in newspaper and a bit of bubble wrap. Oh, I think I know what this is. There should be another one in here. Yeah, there is. Gosh. There's paper to go everywhere. I'll be clearing it up for weeks. Looks like it protected the items, but now I have to try and recycle this mess. So what we've got here, this is a thermometer simulator for, I think, PT100 probes. And I've got 2 of them. Now, these came up very cheap, and if nothing else, it'll make a good project box. But these were like a high precision item. Look, it's got a Tresco label on it here. It's actually calibrated in 2024, and it only ran out February this year. So they're still all right. Well, in theory. Spectratech. There you go, Spectratech. Resistance Thermometer Simulator to BS1904, Grade 1. There you go, Spectratech UK Limited. Made in Swinton Grange, Malton, Yorks, UK. Calibration seal is still intact by the look of it. What we got here? Work order, PRT box. And this one's pretty much the same, I suspect. Yeah, Trescal, we've got that UCAS calibration. It's much the same as the first one. It simulates resistances for testing probes and stuff. If nothing else, it'll make a wicked project box with all those terminals on it, but kind of seems a shame to not use it for what it was intended for. Alright, so just out of interest then, let's have a play. 60.27 ohms. Oh, alright, 92.16. Either this box is excellent or this meter is pretty good, or a bit of both. 100 ohms. 105.85. These are very specific, and these are specific to testing these kind of probes. 119.39. It's pretty good. 138.5. Oh, almost spot on. 175.85. Nice. And this one's variable. From 99, this is wire wound pot, you can feel it. Multi-turn. Just keeps going and going. It's going to unscrew from the box in a minute. 99 to 139, basically. And on the current terminals, yeah, it's pretty much the same. Pretty good. Pretty darn good. Okay, well, there we go. Resistance Thermometer Simulator. The thing you never knew you needed. Right, what have we got this time? Well, it's come from Every, and it's probably eBay. It's quite heavy, and I'm guessing... Actually, no. I'm not going to tell you what I guess it is. I'll let you guess. What's roughly this shape that I tend to use on the channel? Looks like it's been really well packed. Got another layer of packaging here. Nice that they've put cardboard on the front of it for me. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the best packaging I've ever seen. Oh my goodness me. They've actually built a little wooden frame and stapled it together to protect the front of the Decade box. Look at that. Now there's some packaging. It's a little bit rough, this one, but I think it will clean up quite nicely. I have to see how accurate this is. Let's get this packaging out of the way. Look at that. I could make a spice rack out of that. Top marks for packaging from that seller. This is a Cambridge Instruments Decade box. And we've got 6 decades on here. Nice. So we've got 1K to 10K, 100 ohms to 1K, 10 ohms to 100 ohms, 1 ohm to 10 ohms, 0.1 ohms to 1 ohm, and we've got a variable here for milliohms. That's pretty handy. Let's give it a try. With these Decade boxes, what I will say, they do like to be at a fairly constant temperature. This one here says ohms at 20 degrees C. It's a little over that in here. It's usually about 22 in the studio area. I try to keep it at a fairly constant temperature, partly because I don't like being too hot and partly because I have lab standards and things that need to be at a certain temperature. Okay, so just for a quick play, for indication, we can use the Zoe LCR meter. Now what I will do is I'll check it over on my, I've got a 6.5 digit Solatron that's just arrived here. But I've got to say that actually comparing this on resistance to the Solatron, this is actually not bad at all. It all needs a really good clean, doesn't it? So it looks like we've got a residual of 1.4 ohms. It could indicate that there's something wrong in the box, or it could indicate that the box needs cleaning, or it could be that one of these, there we go, straight away, that's come down, look. Often find that if it's been in storage a while and not been used, I'm not expecting great things from it straight away, but I like an indication of its condition. Can we roll that out? I'm going to say these switches are going to need some cleaning up. It's not quite there. Yeah, see, that's not gone back down to 0, has it? Yeah, I think the switches just need cleaning on this. It's not reading right at all. Yeah, there's something not quite right about this box. It might be that it just needs the contacts cleaning, or it might be that it's just where it's been in storage. Quite often they just need using, and it's also a question of how accurate it's going to be. But I've got other decade boxes I can compare it to, so I think it's going to need a little bit of love. That's pretty good. Okay, I think it just needs a service. I think it'll be all right. Wasn't a lot of money. Needs a good clean and a bit of love. I'll test it out again with the Zoe. I'll test it on the Solatron and I'll see what readings I can get from it, which I can compare against my Cropico and my Tinsley decade box that I've got here. Okay, what's next? All right, here we go. Another biggish one. FedEx, good old FedEx. All right. It's going to be another eBay one. Well, some pretty good packaging here. And plenty of bubble wrap. Not so much bubble wrap on this side though. Hopefully it's... Oops. Hopefully it's intact. Right, this is what just fell out of the box. I'm guessing it's a bit of foot, so hopefully this is not damaged. Let's see. Oh, right. Is it supposed to be? Oh dear, yeah, this is... Yeah. That's not great. This should surely have been screwed in place, should it not? I don't know if it was partially dismantled or not. I'll have to check on the listing what the status of it was. There's no screws in there, so this can't be all shipping. I mean, the broken feet, yeah, that's down to shipping. That one's just not there, so I presume it just wasn't there to start with. And as for this, well, this is the rechargeable batteries. Let me shuffle it around. Front panel looks alright. And what it is, or what it should be if it was in one piece, if you were wondering, is a Fluke 931B RMS differential voltmeter. Generally, all this should be contained within. A little bit of a shame. Can't remember what I paid for this now, but hopefully it wasn't a lot. I mean, everything on here is okay. I knew it wasn't going to be perfect. All right, let's have a look around the back here. So there's all your options that your 931 could come with. This just says battery pack, which is number 1. All right, some sort of modification been going on there because the cable's just coming out through this 3-pin socket. I'm not sure that's standard. Recorder output there. It's had a bit of a modification here. It's had a bit of work done on it. Looks like it's going to need a bit more work doing on it. So fortunately, all the switches and stuff, you can see this turning here, which is quite cool. Look, I don't even need to do a tear down on this. Now, I'd hazard a guess that this is just caused by this plastic breaking down here. It's rather old, this. Hence why the batteries are hanging out, but I'm a little surprised that the bottom plate was not attached in any serious way. So I had a quick look back at the listing for this, and it literally was bought for spares or repairs, but there was no mention of the bottom not being screwed in, but that's not a major problem. I'm not worried about that. What I am going to do though is I'm going to cut these batteries out for safety, because I don't know the status of these and I don't just want to cram everything into the bottom of this, but I need to store this until I've got time to work on it properly. So I am going to just cut these off just for safety. There we go. I don't want to just cram those back in the bottom of the unit. So I'm going to take those off. This will be a good future project because I don't think there's anything majorly wrong with it. We're going to find a more modern equivalent to replace those battery packs with, and I know what I've cut off. That's the advantage of filming everything. You see, you've got a reference of what you've done. So we've got this cable coming through the earth of the socket there, bizarrely. I mean, I appreciate their ingenuity. I like that. I think that I'm probably going to replace with a standard IEC socket for safety, and we'll give the whole thing a good checking over. Obviously this, we can do something with this to patch this up, and that's where the batteries will sit once I've figured out what I'm going to use. I'm just going to put that in there now, because if I don't, it'll get lost, and we don't want that. So what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of tape on the ends of these just in case. Alright, I'm going to just tuck them in there where the batteries would have gone. And now there is, oh look, within the bubble wrap there is 2 screws. Just 2. Well, that's rather handy, because I might be able to use that to just attach this for now as a temporary measure. I'm just going to put this one on here. Alright, well, at least they included 2 screws with it. That's something. Looks like something that someone's been working on and it never got finished. So there's lots of pieces of foot in the bubble wrap. I'm not worried about that, because I can replace these quite easily. It's all superficial damage. Oh look, another screw. Completely different one. That looks like a foot screw. That may well have been the screw for that foot. Possibly. I could be wrong. Yeah, that doesn't fit. Let's not worry about that. Now I've got the bottom back on, we can see what it should look like. So everything on it seems okay. Nothing seems to be stuck or gummed up or anything. So it's a cool thing, isn't it? I like it. Yeah, could be a good little project, this one. Now, the next bunch of stuff, I don't have to unbox it because it's stuff we had to go and collect. Now, I was lucky enough to be able to get my hands on a job lot of calibration equipment, including, amongst other things, this Pulsetech AC calibration source 232, which you will see a video coming out soon about that. But we also picked up some resistance standards. Oh yes. Now these are rather lovely, aren't they? Croydon Precision Instrument Co. Okay, so what we have here is a 100 ohm and a 10 ohm. Why is the 10 ohm heavier than 100 ohms? So they look in pretty good condition, given them a clean already, and these are 0.005%, although the calibration label indicates actually better than that. This one says less than plus minus 0.0001%, and this one says plus 0.006%. Unfortunately, it doesn't have their actual value anywhere on there. I do feel like we should give these a try, but even more than this, we have 2 tapped inductances. Now, these were actually really dirty. given these a good clean. Unfortunately, some of the tap pins are damaged, so I'm going to have to do some repair work on these. But these are clearly very good because they were calibrated by NAMAS, which is now UCAS, United Kingdom Accreditation Service. These ones were last checked though in '94, so a little while ago. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the actual value. It looks like it may have had something on there at one point, but there's nothing, just a calibration sticker on the bottom there. Pretty cool. I feel like we should give these a quick measure. Let's just do a quick 2-wire check on it. Yeah, 100.03, and that's just with a 2-wire measurement. And .984 on the 10 ohms. Let's have a quick look at these inductances then. Now, unfortunately, the 0 tap is kind of missing. We can just about get on there. All right. Oh, wow, that's not bad, is it? That should be 1,000 microhenries, which is not far off. 2,000. Yeah, let's try 10,000. It's not bad. That's not bad. What is it? I always say I won't try them all or we'll be here all day, yeah? Let's try 50,000. Yep. 50,000 microhenries, otherwise known as 50 millihenries. 100,000 microhenries. There we go. Picking that up as 100 millihenries. Look, bang on. Love that. Fantastic. Pretty pleased with those. A little bit of remedial work to do on these inductances, but very happy with what we got there. Now, generally with mailbags, I do have a tendency to leave the best for last. Well, this is certainly the most unusual. Now, we've got a few Solatron multimeters around here, but this is the Solatron multimeter that didn't exist. Well, it did, but then it didn't. This is the unicorn of multimeters, the ghost meter, the SI 7063. Precious few of these remain because they were recalled by Solatron. They asked all their customers to return them and gave them a refund or a different model. I think 7150 plus were offered as a replacement. The SI 7063s were actually very good meters and accurate, but they had a custom ASIC chip that had a manufacturing fault. This occasionally manifested as the decimal point being in the wrong place on AC volts. At the time, Solatron deemed this to be dangerous and recalled them all, got them all back and destroyed them and the information that went with them. It's very sad. This was the last meter that Solatron ever made. Really was the end of a great era. To see one out in the wild, obviously this doesn't work, unfortunately, which is a shame. Lovely vacuum fluorescent display on this. And you can see not branded as Solatron by this point, branded as Schlumberger or SI, Schlumberger Instruments. This is the back of the unit here. You can see familiar looking mains filter. I won't be doing any messing around or modification on this unit because unlike the 7150s, which there are loads of around, this is incredibly rare. This is the only one I've ever seen. There's very little information about it because it got withdrawn. So obviously Solatron, Schlumberger disposed of all the stuff. So you can't find any manuals for it. We've got a user manual that came with it. Fantastic, absolute gold dust. If anyone has a service manual or knows of one, please do let us know in the comments or drop us an email, because we would love to get this up and running. But it does have a few issues. It's definitely not working. It doesn't power up. It attempts to power up but doesn't go any further, and it obviously needs a bit of work on it. But it would be so wonderful to get this up and running, as they're so rare. I see hardly any mention of it anywhere on the internet. A few comments on forums from years and years ago, where people were asking for more info on them, but that's about it. So yeah, there you have it. The SI7063, extremely rare multimeter. If you've used one or had one, do let us know in the comments below. I'd be fascinated to know. Well, quite a few surprises in that mailbag. There's a few bits there I wasn't expecting, and that was just luck being in the right place at the right time to be able to get that calibration equipment at a reasonable price. Few other eBay bargains there. I'm really chuffed with the Muirhead voltage divider. That's going to be really, really useful. And a few other little projects there that are going to need rather the little bit of work. And how about that rather unusual Solatron 7063? Really is the unicorn of multimeters. There can't be many of them still out there. If you've got one, do let me know in the comments down below, because I'd be intrigued to know. Also, if anyone happens to have the service manual for it, please do drop us an email. So I hope you've enjoyed today's mailbag video, and as always, massive thanks to everyone for watching, sharing, liking and subscribing, and big thanks to all my YouTube and Patreon members. Don't forget you can support me on Patreon and buy me a coffee, which helps to support the channel and keeps me making more videos. I'll be back soon with another tech related video, but in the meantime, take care and I'll see you on the next one.